Based Council of Ghana. Gentlemen, you're welcome.
Thank
I'm
you so
pleased
much.
to have you in the studio.
You're welcome.
Yes. So, first of all, let's ask ourselves how we got to where we are, that we're thinking that indiscipline is becoming a norm in our society.
Right. Thank you so much. Greetings to all viewers. What I've come to realize is that the authorities and the leaderships that we have in our homes is somehow waning.
Okay.
Why am I saying that? Now, the child who is supposed to obey authority is rather reversing it. So, assuming I'm in the house as a senior brother, for me to direct my junior little sister or brother, I'll be offended. In other words, I'll be queried. Why should I do that? So you realize that I don't have a power to correct, but rather the power has been given to that little boy to also come up. That's one aspect. Another aspect is that we have allowed the children, the youth, to go struggling for themselves. So when it gets to a point, he says that, look, I am on my own. I can do anything I want. If A can do it, B can do it, and I can do it. So look out on the street. Everybody's selling. What is the aim? The aim is to make money. And if I get money, I can become who I want to be. From money, I go to status. I want to become the best person, the one who says they have money. Now, what has been the tag? If I have money, they say you are respected. And then even if I'm a small person, nobody questions my source of money. How many taxes I've been paying? It's all about you have money and we bow you. So it's actually coming this way that authority, instead of giving to the elderly people, has not come back to the little ones. And the little ones are just using it because they want to get there. Another aspect is that now the little ones that are not working by way of some kind of means have gotten some money. The elderly goes there to beg for money. So we've lost it. The power has shifted to the youth, to the small ones, and the elderly are not respected. Again, those who are supposed to talk about it, we are now tagging them as evil.
Oh my goodness.
Who are you to come correct me? Who are you to come direct me? Do you know how I'm going through in life? I also ought to struggle. So that mentality has eaten us. And almost everybody, I want to become the top person. And again, what language do we see our leaders speaking to us to emulate? Right? So these are some of the things I'm actually trying to capture and see. There's something wrong in the society because almost everybody want to get out there. Nobody would like to become down there, so that we don't listen. We don't listen. For now, that's what I'll say, that we need to be able to go back, because I do remember when I was in the village, every elderly person is papa, is wafa, is an uncle. You bow to them, you greet them, and if there's anything wrong about you, they will call you, question you. If it comes critical, they will take you to your home, even lash you there or query you there. And daddy mommy will accept the actions of that elderly person. Now what do we see? Who are you to come direct my child?
Human rights.
Ah, there we are. You see, you question it. Human right, yes. But they were there then. Were they not there? Were they not there? They were there.
They were.
So?
You were unaware of them.
Because we have become that nucleus sort of family. We've actually thrown away the extended family. Those who can come in and give us direction, who can come in and give us the wisdom to be able to fashion our way through, is lost. It's broken down. And we are now fighting for our own. So, why would I be on the street? And if I'm in my car and I ask a guy, why are you doing the oath for us and so? It happens. Because what control do I have? Who am I? He doesn't respect, he doesn't even value me as to, using that car. He thinks he can get better than I do. So who listen to you? It's booking.
Okay. Reverend, I'll ask you the same question. How did we get here?
Yes, so again, let me also say good morning to our cherished viewers and say today is the day the Lord has made. We as a people must get ourselves ready, do what we are supposed to do and rejoice, but we can rejoice only in the Lord. So we wish you well as we go through the week. Now, indiscipline is the opposite of discipline.
Yes.
If you don't get this, you get that. And discipline is where people accept that they will live their lives within the norms, within the rules. They will obey the rules wherever they find themselves. Now, Indiscipline is the other side, where people accept and they decide that we will live our lives without obeying the rules, without respecting the norms. What we need to understand is, I believe in creation. Now, this universe is governed by laws and rules.
Okay.
The sea is governed by rules, and that is why the sea will come to a point and stop and go back. The wind, whether you are into physics, whether you are into chemistry, whether you are into religion. In fact, we are told that in the Bible, when God created the universe, he gave laws, rules, call it 10 commandments and more. You are into family life, there are rules. You are in school, you have rules, governance rules. Wherever, in relationship, even in the bedroom, there must be rules that we will obey. Now, any person who get to a point and decide that he or she will live their lives outside rules, lay down norms, structures, you are pushing for chaos, confusion. Of course, there are people who are happy when they find themselves in checkered and confused, they function better. But all things being equal, human beings are supposed to function better when the system is running well, where rules are obeyed. What it means is, if we decide to live our life in indisciplined world, we harm ourselves and we harm others. Now that is it. We may be doing our best and all that, but there's no way we'll get the best. And that's what God told the people of Israel. I'm the God, I led you, solve problems, but obey the laws and you shall live. It shall be well with you. When we obey norms, rules, and laws, it is for our own good. Discipline is what I need to be healthy. If my doctor tells me, don't take too much of this, reduce this, don't go this way, do some jogging, and I decide that, shut up, I won't take my medication, I won't do this. It may sound so good, but I'm killing myself. But if I decide to obey the directions of my doctor, my teacher, in relationship, my wife, my husband, in church, my pastor, in governance, our leaders, in traditional system, our chiefs and others, obeying rules and laws are for our own good. But if you are dealing with human beings and not angels, then you don't assume discipline. You don't assume. People can sustain themselves in indiscipline when laws and rules are not enforced. And even God will enforce laws. Discipline us. And that is what ought to be. And therefore, when we have systems that people know the laws and the rules, but they can convince themselves that I can disobey and get away with them, then indiscipline is perpetuated, is sustained. When people know that you can't break the laws, the rules, and go scot-free, then either the laws, the system will arrest them, or they begin to change their mind. I like how you started your morning show, that if you want to have something new, you get ready to do something different, and that is it. So if you have a system that you can admit, now Ghana must maybe come to a point where we want to admit the public indiscipline. Now, if we think it is true that we are having indiscipline in our public life, and even in our campuses, in homes, then somebody must do something differently, as you started this conversation this morning.
Okay, so I am so glad that we have been able to go even down to the family system to identify that, starting from there, if you're doing the wrong thing, then it is escalated into a bigger problem for our nation. And the reason we talk about indiscipline every now and then, but then I think the reason why we are back here to talk about indiscipline is because of probably we have identified or noticed that it is going out of hands. Let's look at the typical cases of the Galamsey, for instance. We know very well that we depend on the environment. So why would we want to destroy the very same environment in which we live in?
Good. Just like as Reverend said, rules are set and rules must be followed. Now, before you go into Galamsey, where do you start? Rule 1 is what? Rule 2 is what? Rule 3. Before we can see you digging and destroying the environment, again, the authority that sets rules, where is the checking system?
Okay.
That system that ought to check. Must I go there and check whatever authority I've given to those guys to actually do what they're doing? Is it enforced? Who is doing it? How consistent are we? Do I really know why I'm even doing what I'm doing? They are all rules. Because if I don't go check, it means that the person will become authority of his own and then do whatever they are doing. So again, rule 1 says what? Rule 2 says, before we had come to a point saying that it's destroying our waters, bodies, and then the forest. It started from somewhere. So again, just as Reverend said, we need to check what are the rules? Who set the rules? Who's supposed to obey the rules? Who's supposed to enforce the rules? All of us must be able to bring our thought together and see how we do it. Because if you bring in favoritism, if you uphold some people and then you ignore other people, you realize that there will be that hostility. Why me always and push down there? But then A, B, C go and then he gets it. Now the bottom line of all these is what? I want to be rich.
Yeah.
I also want to live a living. Look, people are getting us big cars and big homes within a short period of time. What about me? I can also go down there, make money. Pressures are coming saying that, look, what to all then go and get something. So even if the route to get the license will take a longer time, he's looking for a shorter way to get it because time waits for no man. So you realize that these are the things that is actually worrying us. But my problem now is who must enforce it? The one enforcing, is he respected? Have we given that person a support system base to do that? If the person is doing it, do we actually say that it's good, go ahead, or do we sit back and criticize?
Okay, we'll get to resolving the issues. But then, as I mentioned, the problems are with us. And we seem to be talking about them. But then, are we accepting it? That it is really something that we need to do something about, or we just have to talk about? Because I ask the question because sometimes we fail to admit the very things that we ourselves, and those of us who even criticize or talk about it, feel we don't have the moral right to do so, because we all are somehow guilty in our small ways. Why do we put the blame? Where do we put the blame?
Yeah, I'm happy we're having this course just after the first 100 days of office of this new administration. And this government, the party campaign on change.
Yes.
You know, so it's like now change has come.
So
and you ask yourself, now, what is it? What is in the change? You see, there's something we need to identify for ourselves. That's national values.
Okay.
What are our values? So now that we are having change, what is in the change? When we unpack this change, yes, the same now, yes, the same. What is in it? What is in the change? And I expect that we have had such things even during the military dictatorship. One nation, one destiny. You know, these are national
slogans.
Yes. So that even a child, a primary school child, or all of us must be brought to a point that we know what our national priorities are, what are national values. Ghana must have national values. The change must not be in a vacuum. Somebody must spell out that now this is the direction, these are national values that we are all pursuing. Issues about patriotism, issues about discipline, issues about common good, that kind of thing. Somebody must come out there, somebody must roll a program. You know, the change should not just be we have moved NDC out, MPP out. If that is all Ghanaians voted for, I'm sorry. You know, there must be change, and the change must be driven by national values. What are the issues? Not be known only by those in government.
Okay.
And if we are not going to be spectators and we are going to be citizens, we must know the values, the national values that we are all pushing for, so that I can be an active participant. You see, now we have a whole minister and ministry in charge of integration, regional integration. Once upon a time, we have ministries in charge of national orientation.
Yeah.
If we want to admit that these senseless killings on our road, the indiscipline on our roads, now this destruction of water bodies and farmlands and our forests, and the health hazard, the mercury and the cyanide now in food crops, in oranges, in cocoyam, that people are eating unknowingly, and the diseases, the cancer that we are recording, and our part of the world, when people have diseases that we are finding it difficult to handle, we push all of them to Satan.
Exactly.
So when we mess around, we know who to hold responsible. We push our irresponsibilities on the neck of demons and Satan. But all manner of cancers that are coming from mercury, hard metals that are harmful, dangerous to the human beings. Now, this is what you get if you nurture indiscipline in your system. This guy, I'm saying, I don't think the media coalition is attacking anybody's business and all that. Mining had been done how many years in our country? But those days you could still be wherever in the farm and fetch water and drink it. Even those days, children were not going to university to do mining engineering, chemical engineering. But our people, and that's how we were called Gold Coast. Now with all the engineering programs we are rolling in our universities, we are doing mining to a point that you go to where treatment plant, where they are treating water for us, and you say, what are we doing to ourselves? Please, let me use your platform. Those in this business must understand, you are making money, great, wonderful, but let us also see the other side of your business and respect the other voices, because people are really going through some pain as a result of your gain. And we should never sacrifice our joy and everything on the sacrifice of your personal comfort. There are real problems. Ghana must do mining, but mining must be responsibly done. We need responsible mining in Ghana, and Ghanaians deserve it. We deserve, brain must be drinkable again. And cobra must be drinkable again. And you are getting money, great. But that money you are getting from Galamsey or whatever can never pay for Brim, can never pay for Tano, can never pay for Offin, can never pay for Ancobra. And that is what the media coalition is calling for, not attacking anybody. And we are happy government is all out into this. We need national orientation, because there are some people who are wrong, but they don't know they are wrong.
Okay.
And therefore they push their ignorance on other people. You see, so if you are asking us moving forward, I believe we need to identify national values, and somebody must be tasked to do that job.
Okay.
And there must be a program for national orientation.
Not to cut you, but then on the screen right now, you can see the distraction.
This is what we are talking about.
So imagine this water is something that you are supposed to be drinking, and they are fetching this water to treat for yourself to drink. And how do you feel about it?
No, it's not only the filth.
Yeah.
It's not only the filth, but the metals. Now that is the real problem. And people living at the banks of these rivers. You know, Accra, we may be lucky to have Voltic and all that.
Yes.
Now, you go to those areas, we don't have running water, pipe, water for them, treated water. So some of them are forced to use this water for cooking, for bathing, and all the skin problem they are having and the cancers.
Yeah.
You see? And that is what we are talking about. Even now, when you are treating this water, they are not only removing the film, the color you see, but the metal, the cyanide in this, the mercury in this. And now we are told that within days, our water treatment plants are breaking down because of the struggle. And that is it. So the mere fact that you are making big money changing vehicles, we are being called Nana everywhere. And our traditional leaders, politicians, all those who are behind, this is public indiscipline.
Exactly.
Galamsey is public indiscipline. We have more. We have some on our roads. We have some in our schools. We have some in governance.
Yes.
Delta Force is public indiscipline. It's a shame. We have more. Some in church. Some of our pastors are also exhibiting religious indiscipline. In fact, some media people are also exhibiting media indiscipline. You see, some, in labs elsewhere, outside, there are people who are manufacturing bombs and all that and sending it to places where these things, so you have all manner. Indiscipline can be exhibited anywhere. It can be in relationship. There are some guys you go out with, they take you for granted. Mess you up, and then innocent young lady may want to commit suicide. So indiscipline in relationship as well. The word sorry, you don't just say it. You say it when you really mean it. So you don't go around hurting people and then come, I'm sorry. And tomorrow morning you repeat the same thing, I'm sorry. You are killing somebody. Our medical systems are having indiscipline. I was in a hospital in South Africa. You walk into the hospital and the quality assurance people are monitoring the minutes, how many minutes you must spend at the OPD and all that is biometric. And if you spend more time at a particular point beyond what you expected, somebody will walk straight and ask that staff why they have kept you beyond. Then from South Africa, I went to Konfanochi. And the OPD is like another market. We go to Konfanochi and we are beginning to assume that is the norm. It is not. These are the health indiscipline in the system that we must address. We have real problem. The issue you have raised this morning, I hope somebody is listening.
They are listening.
And not just listening, but you said something in your intro that if you are not ready to do something, don't frustrate
those who are trying to
I think that is where we have reached, that somebody in government, we plead with our dear father that we are celebrating his first 100 years. Can he put on the agenda of this new administration issues about national values? What are our national values under the current MPP administration, and who is enforcing and running national orientation? It's not enough talking about, we all know that something is wrong with us. We need orientation, we need change. That change must be a program we are running from the basic schools.
All right.
So let me just add this to you. You see, as Reverend is saying, that national values, if it comes out and is broadcast and I don't own it, I can pursue what I'm supposed to do. If I own it, I'll protect it because it's of a value to me, it's of a value to everybody. All right? And then I will know that I'll go through the system. And because we all own, the system will work. If somebody is checking you, we know why he's checking.
Exactly.
If you're going wrong, we know why you're going wrong. And somebody will pull you back. So it's actually the time for us to own what the values are. And when somebody is trying to exercise just to it, let's encourage the person. Don't let us cut off the person and say, that kind of language will not work. So again, ownership, we should own it. Not just come to tell us, but do something. Let's all do something to own it, and then we'll see how we can go for it. This is a bit damaging in the image of Ghana.
There again on our screen, we've seen the Agbobloshi incident. Gone by, we had seen the Delta Force incident also in Kumasi about the court disruptions and all that. Some of the reasons that are cited for these actions are that you promised me ABC and you didn't deliver on it, or I do not agree with the person that you have chosen to be a leader. So I am going against you in this particular way by disrupting, by destroying, and bringing cost to all of us in the nation. Are these excuses good enough? Especially when we're talking about unfair society where we are thinking that even the leaders sometimes are failing us. Are these excuses good enough?
I don't believe so. Sorry, I don't believe so. You see, when I promise you I will do A to you, it's still there. Time is not attached to it. I'd not say come in 2 months' time, I will do this.
Okay.
But if I promise you within a certain spectrum, then why can't you wait? Where is your level of patience? Why are you taking the thing and said, because I did this, you must be able to? What kind of power are you exercising? Well, I can only do this when somebody somewhere did the same thing when I was down there. So it's like we are justifying our actions.
Yeah.
Even if it's not appropriate,
Yeah.
somebody somewhere will sit and back them. And the moment you have a second voice adding to what you're doing, sending a signal that it's good, you get a bit of, a build up wanting to do. But when somebody question, you won't continue. How many people are questioning it?
Yeah.
Almost everybody is justifying. On our political terrain, because NDC did it,
Yeah.
MPP will do it, MPP do it, NDC will do it. Why are we justifying? Why can't we stop at the point and say, hey, we were wrong, it's not going to happen again, let's continue this way? Who is telling us this? So people are justifying the action. What right have you got if I had promised you and then you say the promise is not coming and so I'm going to take revenge? What is that? Because somebody has armed them.
Yeah.
Somebody has seen that when you cause mayhem, we'll be able to get what we want.
Okay.
It may not be like that.
Okay.
And again, where lies the values?
Okay.
Again, where lies the rules? Who is checking what?
So should we call for a national campaign to fight this canker?
That is how it should be done.
That's right.
Yeah.
Whether it's in US, whether it's in Britain, wherever it is, one, you must admit you have a problem.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
And I will always go back to how you started this morning's program after Easter. I think you did it right.
That's right.
Thank you
You
very
started,
much.
yes.
And thanks to my producer, Cynthia.
Yeah, fine. Whoever call for that idea, that motivation, that statement, to me, it's a good philosophy that we must push for. That if we want something new to happen,
That's right.
then you must get ready to do something different.
Exactly.
If you do the old things the old way and you expect new results, you are simply not wise.
Yeah.
You do the old things, if you're a farmer, you farm the same 1 acre with the same tools, the same
same
effort,
seeds and
but you
all
expect that you are going to, if previously you were getting 10 bucks, you are going to get 20 bucks. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
You are just not wise.
That's right.
If you want something different to happen, then you must, like you started the conversation, get ready to do something differently.
Yeah.
So it is not enough for our leaders, our president, to go on air and lament.
Exactly.
And if they want to apologize, then they should get ready. Every month they will apologize.
Yeah.
The president will come, because if it's not Delta Force, it may be invisible force. If it's not invisible force, there may be another force.
Yeah.
You see, then the president will be apologizing, and it's going to be a nightmare for him. I'm a pastor. Let me read Bible from Deuteronomy, and those who are watching, and if you have your Bible, those who are here to have your devotion, Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 24. God had given Israel, call it laws, plenty laws. And then the Lord came back to tell them that you and the Lord our God commanded us to obey all these decrees
Okay.
and to fear him, so he can continue to bless us and preserve our lives as he has done to this day.
That's right.
The Lord was telling them that obeying the rules are for your own good.
Good.
In fact, that's what other versions say, that we must obey the rules for our own good. But it is not comfortable obeying laws at all.
Yeah.
If you've been to boys' school before, yes, and where you can sneak.
Yes.
I have happened once upon a time. I was 4 years board chairman Prempeh College, and now when you are dealing with boys like that, and you think you have rules so they will obey, they won't obey. But when they know that if you are caught,
That's right.
you'll be in trouble,
That's it.
then even if they will disobey with some in governance, even in church, if you want people to obey laws, including our pastors. That's why church, we discipline people, we sack people. Sometimes we sack even pastors.
Yeah, and that is also another controversy. But we'll continue with this. Sacking people for the house of the Lord.
No. You see, the Christian God, our God is a God of principles. And we can't do otherwise.
Yeah.
God is a God of principles. Society must be run on principles. If you don't, you will never achieve your target. No businessman, businesswoman will wake up today and allow your business partners, your staff to come to work when they want to come, when they want to leave, how they use your papers, your machine, how they are using your phone, your internet, they are downloading things, and you say you are what?
Yeah.
And you can hit your target. You make is that how? Talk to all the Bill Gates and or whether you are in North Korea, wherever you are, with all the bombs they are getting ready. Well, so we don't have a choice. We must be law-abiding citizens, but people will never freely, easily obey laws. Laws must be enforced, and that's what we are pleading with this administration. We know that there's public indiscipline. It's in chieftaincy. Traditional leaders are selling cemetery land. They are not supposed to sell, they are selling.
All right.
Pastors are not helping us.
I believe this is like your final statement as well.
If you ask me to do, my last word is
your last word.
Nana should never assume results.
Okay.
We must invest into whatever resource. We are pleading and praying that he will leave a legacy behind. Leadership must be legacy conscious. But you don't just assume results that it will happen. It will not happen. Even the Bible, manna has stopped dropping.
Exactly.
So now if you want to eat, the word of God says you must work with your hands. And then that's Psalm 90 verse 17. You work. So if Nanado want to leave a legacy of sanity, public sanity, public discipline, there must be a program. If you invite Christian Council of Ghana, we will support him.
Thanks very, very much for that. Yes. Uncle Kweku.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, let's hear you.
Yes, what I will say is that the principles that Reverend talk about, you yourself sitting down, you are a principle.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
Anything that is made from God, there's a principle involved. Therefore, if we go by the principle, we go by the rules, if we go by all the system being in place, we should be able to excel. Whatever the values are, you must own it. If you drive on the street of Accra, it's yours.
Yeah.
So why would you park wrongly, affecting others? Come on, your conscience should tell you that where I'm doing it is wrong. Why would a taxi just stop because a passenger just stopped? Come on, you should be able to know all these. Nobody should tell you. There used to be something, Reverend, we call Efie, isn't it? Where is it now? Where is it now? Must we always be told? Yeah. Let's set up. Let's own the values. Let's see how well we can, in our own way, change. Yeah. Because if we don't change ourselves, it starts from us. Forget it.
Okay.
We won't get there.
Okay.
Yes.
Thanks so very much, Kweku Edumata, a motivational speaker.
I hope you repeat how you started this.
I will repeat it.
Do.
Yes, I'll repeat it. Thanks very much. So thanks very much to you, Kweku Edumata, motivational speaker, relationship coach, and executive director for Zane Investments. And also thanks to you, Reverend Dr. Kobena Opuni Frimpong, General Secretary for the Christian Council of Ghana. And yes, we are saying that all of us can do something in our small ways to stamp out the indiscipline in our society. Because the long-term effect is that it is affecting every one of us. Your actions today is affecting somebody negatively. So if you think about it, you want to do the right thing. And there again, we are saying that if you want a change, then you must be prepared to do something differently in your life. And again, if you are sitting back, not wanting to join in the campaign to stamp out the indiscipline we're talking about, do not frustrate the efforts of others trying to do so. We'll be glad to have you join us in the campaign to stamp out the indiscipline. Let's all work to achieve a better Ghana, uphold our values, and be proud to be Ghanaians as we have always been. The breakfast show continues.
Okay.
Akwadai hu da chama na ni age. Na so me pani de afem mese. Ye ni emre nka so. Na so ahwe ye amanye nti. Makika me mre so asiasini. Oh. Akama yesa mo pen. Akwadai hu da chiana na ni age. Opani twa na ni ana ni raho. Mara kusempa na mikei. Mintam kese na mi bosui. Mimranti bre moment ye futuo. Ele mi na mi ni o. Mranti ni mabawa mutie me. Ankama yesa muda o. Ankama yesa mupen. Suku hi ma ufodi mi kobi. Na so koda boni semti manyire mi wensu ade. Woyi medi kwan so maye di kan be di atri ma fo nyina ye jami ti mamu foma di suen ni agro mamu foma di suen ni agro kra anga emre beti mi asane chia anga samfu for me kami ni anga mi say akoda bi ma anga samfu for me my SM open. Sikani awo fana mi wobio. Di sikenyi na womanum. Medi ma hodi nyina sumema. Jama fansa mufwa na misamemu. Anembode abanki mi tuoi. Ma free me mema ye. Ma sempa ko fire die. My SM open. Mi si tsunami num sorry pa. Bring some and try me photo. And some mama through few. Let me saw the one I miss a popo. I hold in no need hobby. As I found out, son of one. Come to Fuset, Jainunia. Oh, Anka Emre Betty, my son, Anka Emre Betty, my son, and no me upa. Anka Messiah, for that, Anka Sam for me, coming. No me upa, Anka Betty, my son, Anka me samba me chicken, I'm a senior son, Anka me say, Anka me to me once, my son, Mopen, me pabro, children, no me so. Nansu krobi ani agenti, manyanja padye bia ofio. Nemenyinia do me penny fie so. Abro chetina funumio. Nansu miti me coming chibiem. Mama beka obi my so.